Hi, this is Weekly Reflections, and I'm Nancy Joy. Full moon is coming up this week, and this coming Saturday, which I think is the 7th, can you believe it? Would be March 7th already, is the daylight savings. You know, we're sitting here in Iowa with so much snow on the ground, and just yesterday when we woke up it was 15 below. Today is March 1st, and we're up to 30, so temperatures are rising. My heart, I have subventricular tachycardia. Every now and again, my heart will take off racing. And there are many reasons, emotional, and sometimes if I drink red wine or something like that. But for the most part, I'm pretty attuned when it has to do with energy, something going on in the background. And I will just have to tell you, last night was a huge night. I'm just expecting something to happen this week, and I can't really pin my finger on it. We'll see. We'll see what comes out. Anyhow, I'm just passing that on. What I wanted to talk about this week is my quote is from me. In some ways, I came to this place that the real struggle is not in who we are at all, but in our pattern of trying to find out who that is through another's eyes, through the perception of another. This was like a news flash and hit me really hard this week as I spent some quiet time really pondering relationships with my husband Mark, with my kids, with some dear friends. And I've talked about relationships in my life that are complete, but just following that thread of the time in those relationships when I was trying to please, I was trying to find love from outside myself. I had not yet owned my beloved, nor necessarily did I understand healthy personal boundaries, which of course now to me means self-love. So I was observing as I followed this thread that my real struggle in discovering who I am is when I try to do that through the perception of how people perceive me. Not necessarily when you look into someone's eyes and you see God in them, I see God in you, but in their perception of you. Have you ever gotten feedback from people, so-and-so told me this is the way they see you, or this is how they feel about you, or they think you're very this and I think you're very that. And sometimes it's like, wow, I am? It's like almost shocking. But it's shocking enough to kick you in the butt and you'll take a journey. And that will lead you to what's really going on in there, not necessarily the nudge you got. I agree relationships are vital to self-discovery and spiritual growth and expansion. And there's a lot to be said for being willing to take that ride and not jump off the train before you've come to understand yourself. And I simply have discovered that where I have gotten stuck is trying to validate myself in any way through anyone else's eyes. And you have to learn to get beyond your ego, because that lower self-ego is going to try to talk you out of being really empowered by embracing your own beloved, embracing who you are. After all, we're so conditioned to think that there's something wrong with us, that we keep striving for perfection, and the next thing we do will be better. And if we could only find our spiritual purpose, we'd be better. If we could only do this, do that, have enough money to do what we want, things would be better. When really, this is all about embracing the beloved. So I want to keep it short and sweet. I think it's really important as we go through what I feel coming up as an event, the change, more people awakening, our world really becoming what we dreamed of, and how we handle that change. There's some fear attached, even though we're waiting and excited about it. There's such an amazing energy now that I think it's really important to come into terms with who's inside there and how centered you can be with that being. So I want to read you this poem that years ago came into my life, and it's anonymous, so I really can't tell you who wrote it, but it's called Faces. Who am I? Am I the person my parents wanted me to be? Am I who my friends think I am? Sometimes I feel like a crowd. I can become a different person anytime for anyone. No wonder it's so easy for me to lose track of myself. At this moment, I still my many personalities and listen to my inner being. Its clear, calm tone fills me with certainty. My many faces are expressions of my true self. I know who I am. So in other words, you're not giving away your power to who do your parents expect you to be, who do your friends think you are. Those are all parts of who you are and places you have traveled, and they all have an energy field around you. So I invite you this Monday morning to follow your string of consciousness through one or two relationships and bring it all the way around back to the beloved and see what a difference that makes. I think in these coming days and weeks, it's going to be a valuable asset for all of us. So have a wonderful week, a wonderful full moon, a great daylight savings time. Catch the magic. I won't be here next week. I'm going to be in Florida for a reunion of some very dear old friends of mine. So have a great couple of weeks, and we'll be back at you. Bye now.